Hey guys, Shelly here. We have an abundance of quail eggs right now, so stay tuned and let me show you what we're going to do with them. So these are the eggs that are in the compost bucket that I have already cracked open. This is what I have left. Here's my handy dandy bowl. And what we're doing is cracking all the eggs open, and these are going into the freeze dryer. All right, so now I'm in here with the freeze dryer, and I have got the last batch of eggs and I've whisked them together so we have no solid yolks, and I'm going to pour this in here because if I pour it in there and then try to walk with a tray, we're going to have quail eggs all over the house because I can't walk and carry something without spilling it everywhere. Okay, so let me get this, and then I'm going to have Doug come around here, my photographer, so you can see. Can you maybe not be able to see?
In the camera, it looked like it was falling.
Oh.
I about had a panic attack.
Now you can see in the back. See how
It's tilted a little.
yeah, it is tilted. This whole machine is tilted.
Right.
So I'm going to very gently slide this to the back so that it doesn't spill anywhere. And normally I would pre-freeze these trays in the freezer. But I'm not going to take the time to do it this time. So I'm going to adjust the freeze cycle on here to where it's a little bit longer. So everything is most definitely completely frozen before everything starts.
So what is that you just put on there?
This is the little insulator pad. It is not required for the machine to work, but it does help keep it insulated. So that just tucks in there. Gonna close the door and latch it. And if you come around here, this, that is the drain tube. So I'm gonna close that so it's sealed up.
It's almost closed, right?
Yeah, it's almost closed. I just kind of barely open it. And I'm gonna pull this bucket out because we need to dump the water. So I'm gonna customize this. I'm gonna adjust the cycle times. So the standard freeze time is 9 hours. I'm gonna go ahead and increase it to 12. Final dry is 7 hours. I'm gonna increase that to 9, maybe 10. I'm gonna do 10. Oops. Just
so
because
22 hours total.
No.
More.
Yeah.
It'll be more than 22
hours. It will
hours.
be more than 22 hours. So you have the freeze cycle, and then you have a cycle that's in between the freeze and the final dry. And it can be up to 30-something hours. I can't remember offhand. But
it's not a fast process.
No, but the machine senses in that middle cycle, it senses how much moisture is left in there. And whenever the moisture level is where it's supposed to be, it will kick it into that final dry cycle, which I've got set for 10 hours. And I increased it because I've got so much volume in the pans. If it was something like banana chips, where it's not solid, I would just put it on the standard cycle. So you just kind of learn as you go. And even with this, if whenever this time is up, we'll check it, and if it's still cold or any type of moisture in it, we'll just put it back in there and set it for more time.
It should feel warm and dry after it's freeze dried.
Yes.
If you feel cold or it feels like ice, then there's moisture in it.
Right. To some degree.
Yeah.
If after the cycle is finished, you leave it in here for a little while, it can feel cold just because of the ice that's around the drum, but your product is not going to have any cold spots in it.
Right.
But the outside and the trays can feel cold. If you take it out right whenever this is finished, your trays are going to be hot and your product is going to be warm. But yeah, you want it dusty like for most things. It just depends on what you're doing. But anyway, we're going to start this, and in a day or two, we'll show you what raw quail eggs look like freeze-dried.
This is not a fast or quiet process.
No.
It is very loud.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to turn it on and you'll hear it. This is not the loud part.
Yeah, this is the quiet part when it first comes on.
When it freezes, this 12 hours, that's the quiet part. I've been painting. I painted all up my arm. Whenever the pump kicks in, after this 12 hours, that's when it gets loud. And the pump is really loud to begin with. And then as the pump warms up, it'll settle down a little bit. But it's still loud. And this is my desk where I work right next to it. So it's going to be a lot of fun working in the morning. But anyway, here we go. We're going to start it. Make sure everything's closed. The drain valve is closed. And there we go. It kind of sounds like a really loud refrigerator right now.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
No, the pump is what really makes the noise.
Yeah, and when that pump kicks on, the oil is all settled down into the reservoir. So it takes a while for the oil to get circulated, and that's what makes the loud noise. Once everything's lubricated good, then it's not so loud. But when this thing kicks on in the middle of the night, it'll wake you up.
Yeah, it will.
It's kind of scary.
You'll think somebody's coming in the house or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, we'll see you in a day or two. Let you see the end result. Bye. Hey everyone. Looks like our eggs are finished in the freeze dryer, and I wanted to show you what this looks like. So you can see these are solid now. And let's see, you see this? That is a layer of ice. That's the moisture that was pulled out of all these eggs. So I'm going to go ahead and take the trays out. And before I turn the freeze dryer completely off, I want to take these to the kitchen, make sure that they are dried all the way through, that there's no cold spots. And then if it's okay, I will go ahead and turn the freeze dryer off and finish processing these in the kitchen. We're in the kitchen now, and I just pulled up this section. See that? So this is probably the thickest part that we have. And I want to make sure that this is completely dry. I don't feel any cold or any wet spots. So that's good. That's what we want. Let's check the next one. Don't feel anything. And I don't know if you can see on this end, but this end is really thin. So I'm not worried about that at all. Just want to check the thickest parts. And I think we're good to go. Now, normally I would put this in the food processor now to crush it up really well. But my food processor is wet from where I washed it. And I do not want to add any moisture to this. So I'm just going to kind of grind it up just like this with my hands. Go ahead and put it in jars with oxygen absorbers and seal it up, and it will be good to go. So now that we know that the eggs are okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this on defrost. So we have removed the food, and I'm going to hit continue. I'm going to open up this drain over here. And as it defrosts, it will defrost down into this bucket. And once we turn it on defrost, the oil pump stops, so it's quiet again. Yay! And next we have to empty the oil, and filter that, and fill it up again. All right, so here is the finished product. 250 quail eggs equals 3 quarts of freeze-dried eggs. And this is what we do. We have the oxygen absorbers that we keep in food saver bags. And this indicator tells us whether they're good or not good. And right now it's not the right color because I've had this open. So I just sealed it again with the last one. And then we have our jars. Clean the top of it. So again, we use the food saver and we use the jar attachment. This is the one that I have, so you could just pull this out and use the jar attachment to seal these. The oxygen absorbers in the bottom. But that is our freeze-dried eggs. So we will do a video later telling you the difference between freeze-drying and dehydrating. We've had a lot of questions about that, or maybe we'll do a live talking about that one day. I don't know, we'll talk to Doug and see. But just wanted to show you the end product. Hope you guys have a good day. See you later. Bye.